y'all, Megan here. We're going to learn how to use hive tools today. So this is one of the most important things besides your smoker that you need to work your hive, because the bees will propolize everything together and you need a mini crowbar to pull it apart. Typically you'll see kind of two types of hive tools. There's a regular hive tool and a J-hook. I like to use the regular one. It's just the one that I'm used to, but this option's out there if it's something you like. Whenever you're using your hive tool, you just have to be careful that you're not going into the wood and trying to split your lid or split in your box. You want to make sure you get into the crevices. So as we open this up, we'll just smoke the entrance. When I put my hive tool in, I usually put it towards one of the corners and put it straight in, and use the palm, the base of your palm, to just hit the back to help prop it open. This one came up pretty easy. It's a warm day today. The warmer it is, the more pliable the propolis is. So you can see, let's see here, if you can see on the lid, there's, you can see propolis at the edges. You don't want to scrape all of that off, because that is where they've sealed any cracks. And it's, for us here, it's starting to be winter, and you want to make sure they've really got that filled in to make sure they keep all the cold air out and prevent any robbing that could happen if your lid happens to bow at any point in time. So typically whenever I'm checking, I want to remove the feeder first, just because it's the easiest to remove. There's not, it's on the outside and there's not, bees on the frame because it's a feeder. Pull it out. Set it to the side, and then you're going to want to pry all of your frames apart. A lot of times I'll just use a little bit of leverage in the ends and just push. You don't want to push really hard. You want to kind of slowly let it break apart, because you can break the top bars off these frames, and you don't want to do that. I'll typically just push that apart just like that. The other option you can use is this side, works really well. Just kind of push it apart like that, if that's easier for you. And then I will usually use leverage to pull it up from the bottom as well, just to help break apart any cross comb that might be down there between the boxes. This will pull up. It's all honey, beautiful honey stores for the winter. Makes it very easy for us to say, check, this hive is good, ready to go. If you want to keep checking across the entire top, I just kind of break it apart like this as I go. You can have a peek. All these frames are solid honey going across, so I don't have to worry too much, dig too far across the frames. And then when you're ready to put it back together, I'll just kind of push the frames across with leverage. I try and go slowly. You don't want to squish a bunch of bees, so you just want to constantly move slow so they can get out of the way. And then I will put my feeder back in, and we'll have a peek at the bottom box. So now we want to get to the bottom box. I'll just give another puff of smoke, remind them that we're here and checking on it, and go through the same scenario. You just want to put your hive tool in the corner, hit it with the base, and it will pop it up. If it doesn't come up immediately, you can just go to the next corner and hit it again, let it lift up. Set your box to the side, give a smoke in to the top, and then we'll check through the bottom. Again, we're just going to typically start with the second frame from the outside. I just usually push the outside frame to give you space. This helps give a little space in there and try to not break. You don't want to break the tops of the frames. So again, I just kind of gently shift it and lift on up. And then you can use this end easily to crack the rest of your frames open. So you don't want to go too fast. You want to give it time to be able to pull apart. You don't want the wood to break, because propolis is very strong. So I'll typically, if I'm going to check the entire hive, I'll go through and loosen the frames first and then check the hive. If you are wanting to clean your frames, if there's a lot of cross comb like this, you just give them some puffs, they'll go down. Use the tip of your hive tool and you can just go slowly across. You don't want to chip the wood, and if you want, you can collect all the wax and use it for your beeswax products as you go I usually just keep up all of it, and as we go from yard to yard, I throw it in the truck. If there's a lot on here and all the bees are off, you can also use this side to very easily scrape across and clean it pretty darn quickly. So that's a pretty simple way to use a hive tool. These are good frames of honey. Look at all that. Very good job, girls.